Hello students, so here we are with the question 6 of the exercise 4.3 of the chapter Quadratic Equations. So the question 6 is the diagonal of the rectangular field is 60 meters more than the shorter side. If the longer side is 30 meters more than the shorter side, find the sides of the field. Means we need to find the length and the breadth of the rectangular field. So from the statement, it's clear that length is not equal to breadth. Why? Because it's been given that the longer side is 30 meters more than the shorter side. Means either length or the breadth is 30 meters greater than the other one. So if we assume that length is greater than breadth, that is, it's our assumption. It's not been given that whether length is greater than breadth or breadth is greater than length. But in order to solve this question, I am assuming that length is greater than breadth. So if length is greater than breadth, and also I let the shorter side be x meter. And in this very case, that is according to my assumption, the shorter side will be breadth, and here I am assuming that the breadth be x meter. Okay. So this is the breadth and this is the length and this is the diagonal of the rectangular field. So if the shorter side is x meter, means breadth is equal to x meter, that is this is x meter. Then what will be the length? And according to the statement, it's been given that the longer side here is length is 30 meters more than the shorter side, means it will be x plus 30, right? And also it's been given that the diagonal is 60 meters more than the shorter side. This is a diagonal and this will be x plus 60. That is 60 meters more than the shorter side, that is breadth of this rectangular field. If we clearly observe this very part of the rectangular field, then this is a right angle triangle because the angle of rectangle is 90 degree. So here we can use the hypotenuse theorem of the right angle triangle very clearly. And what the hypotenuse theorem says, hypotenuse square, here its hypotenuse is diagonal, that is x plus 60 square is equal to base square, that is x plus 30 square in this case, plus perpendicular square, and here perpendicular is breadth, which is x. So applying the hypotenuse theorem, it will be x plus 60 whole square is equal to x plus 30 whole square plus x square. So on simplifying, I'll be getting x square plus 120x plus 3600 is equals to x square plus 60x plus 900 is equals to x square. So on simplifying, I'll be getting x square minus 60x minus 2700 is equals to 0. Means here we have obtained the quadratic equation for this very problem. So there are methods to solve the quadratic equation, that is we can use the middle term splitting method and also we can use the quadratic formula. But just remember that the middle term splitting method don't work for every quadratic equation to have the integral splitter terms. That is, there is not necessity that the terms which will be obtaining for every quadratic equation be integral terms. Let us see whether we can obtain the integral term for this very case. So on prime factorizing 2700, the factors we obtain are 2 into 2 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5. Now from these prime factors of 2700, if we make the combination such that two terms are obtained whose sum comes out to be equal to minus 60 and product comes out to be equal to minus 2700. So on combining, I'll be obtaining the two numbers is minus 90 and 30. That is, the two numbers which I have obtained by combining the prime factors are 90 and 30. And their signs are made such that their sum comes out to be equal to minus 60. And definitely their sum can only be minus 60 if 90 have negative sign and 30 have positive sign. So the terms are minus 90x plus 30x minus 2700 is equals to 0. Now if we observe the first two terms, so here I will be left with x minus 90. From the third and the fourth term, it will be plus 30, and in the bracket it will be x minus 90, which is equals to 0. So x minus 90 into x plus 30 is equals to 0. So from here, the two roots of x are 90 and minus 30. As we know, the length cannot have a negative value. That is, length is always a positive, and in the worst case, it can have a 0 length, which is the case for the point, as point have no length, or we can say it has a 0 length. But that don't mean that it has a negative length, as negative length don't even exist in this practical case. So the only root we can have for x is 90. That is, 90 can only be the solution for this very problem. So if x is equal to 90, that is, the shorter side is equals to 90 meter, then the longer side will be 90 plus 30, which comes out to be equal to 120. That is, in this very case, length is equals to 120 meter and breadth, which is x, is equals to 90 meter. So the sides of the field are 120 into 90. That is, we can express the sides of the rectangular field as length into breadth, where we have assumed that length is greater than breadth. So this was about the question 6 of exercise 4.3. I hope this question is clear to all of you.